Oh boy. All right. As I was saying in the last podcast about the Oscars, I guess I didn't think that I would talk that much about them. And I won't. Fuck them. Fuck them. Man, it seems like if I were the Oscars, if I were Oscar himself, I'd be so happy about this shit that's been happening, that's gone down. You know, this is exactly what they need. They just need a bit of this, because the ratings are just so fucking low. I mean, they were still the second lowest they've ever been, I think. I think the first lowest was last year. Just, real ridiculously bad. And this is the kind of thing they need. And this is kind of what the whole culture of it all coalesces to. This smackdown. Which to me, it seems so strange. It actually seems like a dream to me. It seems like a dream I'd have the night before the Oscars, or the morning of, the afternoon of. So I'm going to sleep in the day. But yeah, it just seems like, because the way it worked, like, it's just like, imagine you dreamt this, and you're in the dreaming it the night before, and you're like watching the Oscars, and Chris Rock does a joke about Jada, and then Will Smith gets up and smacks him and then starts yelling and swearing at him. You'd be like, God damn. And then you wake up like, oh man, yeah, that's a crazy dream. This isn't a dream, is it? Man, I really wasn't. It's just like when Alec Baldwin shot that bitch. It's what's with these fucking actors, man? God damn. I don't know. Look, I don't have much to say about it. I don't want to talk that much about it, because it's just, everyone's going on about it. I just want to say, you don't have to be so conspiratorial about everything. There's no way this was staged. There's no way. Why? Are you going to go up to Chris Rock and say, hey man, you know, we're going to very much threaten your manhood, your agency, your whatever, on stage with this, and you'll get physically assaulted on top of it, you know? You cool with that, man? We need to get the viewership up. And then Will Smith, the most likable man in Hollywood, you're going to tell him, you smack him, then talk shit about him when you sit back down. You can even swear if you want, man. Come on. We really need to pump up these numbers. And Will Smith's like, yeah, cool. I'll sacrifice my career to bump up this horse shit. There's no way it's staged. And the way it plays out, you'd think like, yeah, this is really real. This is real, man. And people were saying like, look, you can see Chris Rock has a thing on his face before he got slapped. Yeah, it did seem weird. Guess what? That's doctored. That's a photoshopped image. So shut up now. Why don't you? Man, they won't. They're like, oh no, but actually, it's what are you, a flat earther? Shut the fuck. What's with all these like? Oh, I can't stand it, you know. I bet it's going on in BitChute. There's a whole bunch of podcasts just like these where no one's listening to them, and they're just talking a bunch of crap about this. Oh man, it just seems like such, you know, it's not that big of a deal, really. I mean, it seems like something that I can imagine this happening in like the early 60s. I can imagine Gregory Peck getting up and slapping the shit out of fucking, oh god, I don't know. A comedian from back then, maybe Don Rickles. I don't know. No, I actually can't imagine that kind of crap happening back then. Yeah, you know, between two white guys this time, I can see it happening back then. I can see it more back then than now. But good to be back in the swinging 60s again. I'll probably keep this a short podcast. I just wanted to like weigh in. But it really turned out that the Oscars ended up being a more, I guess just for those 40 seconds, but a more emotionally dazzling experience than the fucking film that won Best Picture. God damn it. I watched this film yesterday. I was like, alright, whatever, let's check it out then and see how it goes. Oh man, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's just so mediocre. It's just cliched, business as usual. You've got the ASL in there, that changes things up. And that's really it. That's the only fresh thing in this stale movie. It's just it feels like a made-for-TV movie from the 80s. I can imagine this being a fucking Didn't Spielberg like talk shit like, oh, all these Netflix films, they're basically made for TV? Well, look, there is a difference between actually being made for TV or being made for streaming. Not that films get made for streaming. I mean, that's the thing. TV movies are TV movies. They're shot like TV, but they come across as a movie. They're like their contained thing. But they still, don't have as much pizzazz, in terms of cinematography and all that shit, whatever. They have a lower budget and that kind of thing. But a movie like this, was made for the movies, but then it just gets picked up. So it's not a TV movie, but it looks like one. It fucking looks like one. It looks like something I'd watch on Apple Original. By the way, fuck you, Apple Plus, or whatever the fuck you called. Apple Max. Fuck you. It's such a shit. I couldn't get it working on my TV. So fuck you. No, like, and when I got to the end of the movie, like, but by the end, I'm just like, I guess there's supposed to be a big emotional thing here, and it's not working, whatever. But like, oh, actually, this happened on Amazon as well. Fuck you, Amazon as well. But like, when a TV show or a movie ends, just before it ends, they come up with a thing saying, hey, check out the next thing. Can you wait a fucking second? Can you give us a second? Let the film fucking finish. Let it finish, man. Like, as soon as I saw that, just before I saw that, I was like, fuck this film. And then when I saw that, I thought, fuck you, Apple. Go. I have my free trial now. I'm not fucking getting, there's fuck all on there. I bet there's a million more things on there than on, a million more on the American version. Oh, so I gotta pay $8 on top of this to get a VPN. Well, fuck that. I don't know if I'm gonna have a job by the end of the month. I don't know how I'm supposed to afford all this shit. Anyway, back to this fucking movie. It's just, look, let me try and be nice about it first. Let me be nice before I get cancelled for shitting on the only ASL, whatever kind of sign language film I've ever seen. Look, there are... First of all, I kind of like the music teacher. A character like that really does suck. And if this movie was actually good, I would look at that character and be like, ooh, you gotta change this. This is off. It's like... what's his name from Whiplash, that kind of stereotype, gayer than that, camp. I guess I've just seen this a million times. I don't know, it felt like Glee the movie. It's just, it's so, and so much of this movie is really, not convincing. Because this chick is like, I'm a singer, woo, which makes sense. She sings a lot. She doesn't disturb her parents. That makes sense. Because she can hear. Whatever, I'm not going to explain the movie. But the teacher... God, this movie's so cliched, man. It's so, like, bit by bit. But anyway, she's like... No, he says that... Or do you have anything to sing? Huh? I know many pretty singers who have nothing to say, She's like, I have something to say. And then she just does nothing but covers. And I have a unique voice. And then she sings. And it's like, okay. Technically, this is fine enough singing. I don't know why this is like a big thing. I mean, it's not like she becomes a big singer. I guess she does an audition and gets through. All right, cool. There's nothing... Whatever, who cares? But I would think that would be hard to put across. You can't just... In the movie itself has her singing so well that me as an audience member, I'm like, whoa, I've never heard singing like this before. Ooh, it's so good or whatever. Yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to like create an artist in a work of art like a movie, Like you can't it's hard to make them good. But like I say, it's not like she's writing her own shit, I don't think. So it doesn't matter. So that premise doesn't make much sense to me. What else? I mean, I hated that scene where they go to the family goes to see her. The family's deaf, by the way. They go to see her at a except for her at a recital. A fucking choir was high school recital. And she's singing, and there's a part of the scene that I like the deaf family are like, they can't hear her, so they start like, what do you want for dinner tonight? Like, we don't have to listen to her. She looks nice, whatever. But then they start looking around and seeing everyone's getting into like the singing. And I actually heard about the scene before watching it, so I knew it was coming up. But I didn't realize that like it's not just like like the father character. He's looking around at all these people and he's seeing them like smiling, and he's like, oh, I wish I could hear my daughter singing. But people aren't just smiling, man. They're fucking getting up and dancing. And like a lot of them are getting up and really getting into it. And it's just this bullshit high school choir recital. I've been to a bunch of these before. People don't stand up and go, woo! Yeah, they're like, there's my daughter. Oh, she's not a bad singer. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, give her a big clap. Yeah, that's good. Try to not look at your phone. She might be looking at you. Unless you're bloody deaf, then you can, because you don't give a fuck. Because I can't hear it. I can only look at you. So yeah, that was way over the top. That was some crazy shit. I started to think about this today, and I can't believe this film won an Oscar. won a few. I mean, the actor that won, whatever, good for you, man. Should have slapped more people. Ha ha ha. It's topical humor. But I was thinking about this particular scene, and you see him on I think he starts going on his phone for a little bit. He should have been looking around and seeing people smiling, not fucking dancing. He could have looked at the parents of the other dude who was on stage doing the duet, and then those parents are like also kind of not into it. And I was like, oh, they're not deaf, but they're still not listening. They're just on their phone, you know. It could have been that, and it could have just shown like, this guy's got ears, but he's not using them. Even it's his kid singing. Give me the fucking Oscar! God damn it! I can't believe this one fucking screenplay. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Imagine this film without deaf people, and it goes about the same, and it somehow still works, even though it can't, obviously. Imagine. It wouldn't fucking win an Oscar for this shit. Oh my god. I don't understand the Oscars, man. Don't understand. They almost gave the fucking award to Don't Look Up. Unbelievable. It was nominated. Unbelievable. I would say I hate this film more. Like, quite a bit more than Don't Look Up. But that's really because I think Don't Look Up has a worse screenplay. Because the satire was just so awful. Ugh. There's parts of that film where you just don't believe it. And same with this film. But this film is just more... At least Don't Look Up is more ambitious, and I think is directed better, and just has more going for it. There's still something there. But this film is just... Ugh, it's just so... it's just limp in your hands. You're just like... That's Best Picture for you. I mean, I hate it more than Green Book. I mean, Green Book's just mediocre, but this is just so just syrupy and... I guess the sentimentality doesn't work because they just don't give a fuck about the film. There's not even that much of a conflict in the film. Everyone's fucking. Everyone's just like getting laid. Everyone's just like. That's a lot of the film. It's just these deaf people, and like the family in general, the chick as well. I don't know. That's one of the things. Like it's like the relationships in this film as well just seem like so easy. There's nothing like strained here, and it makes you think like, why even have this here? Like the deaf couple in this, I'm just like, you're just two really attractive deaf people. You're fucking good for you, whatever. There was some attempt at humor in this film, and I don't know, I don't care. I just don't care. It just seems like, like the whole relationships, it just seems like it just comes so easily, and it's just like her relationship with the dude is so like Disney Channel, just like, oh my god, you told everyone about my parents fucking. And he was like, no, I told one person, they thought, oh, and then they get back together and they fucking, I don't know, just who gives a shit? It's not it's not meaningful. It doesn't come through. I guess it was supposed to when they show her like having a great day with him, then she comes home and the family got fucked over because they're morons. They're fucking morons. They went out on a boat and they had nothing to... Oh, is that what that woman was for? Oh, okay, I understand now. So she didn't tell him. Oh, well, that's her fucking fault. Well, they would know that a radio call came in at a certain time and she didn't pick it up. Is that what she's... No, she can't because she doesn't fucking speak the sign language. Wait, is she... I thought she was a, what do you call it? An inspector. Well, that would be bad because they don't have their interpreter on board. Or either way, they don't have a competent interpreter on board or no technology to assist with that kind of thing, you know. Like, I don't know, a fucking video call or whatever. I don't know. That's why they got fucked over in the movie. Why am I feeling bad for them? This is the consequences of your actions. She didn't show up. You should have not gone out on the boat and fucking spanked her when she got home. I don't know. Who the fuck was that woman? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't say anything about her on Wikipedia, but she doesn't... Because you see her going for the radio and then she's like, oh, I guess I won't. What is she, like the fucking villain of the film? Like, is she that anti-woke? She's like, yeah, I'm going to fuck over these deaf people. Oh, is that a radio call, huh? Well, how come she's being entrusted with this? Oh my god, it just doesn't make sense, man. I mean, it's the oldest storyline as well. Like, oh, these people work on a boat. The unions. And then my money and all this kind of thing. Like, oh, they're not giving us enough. And what's this shit and this and that. If I could do a Boston accent right now. Yeah, it's just that whole thing. It's just that. And it is done not terribly and not well in the film. It's just there, and that's really it. That's really it. I don't know. There's nothing really. That's it. That's all I have to say. There's nothing really about this fucking film to even talk about for ages. I mean, I thought Power of the Dog was gonna win, and then I started to change my mind after I'd made the bet. God damn it. But Power of the Dog was interesting. It was an interesting film that like set up something and then went around a different way with it. It took the toxic masculinity guy and went beyond him. And it sounds so gay, but it showed his secret garden and did it in a way that was really well done and very memorable, and it's just stuck out in my head since I've seen it. It's not the best fucking film, but I mean, I really appreciate... it is a good film, but I can really understand why people think it's boring as fuck. But fucking CODA, man, come on, it's just like... It's just... what is it? I'm stumbling worse than Chris Rock when he got smacked. I don't know. I really have nothing to say about it. It's just another fucking film. Another fucking Best Picture winner. And now I just want to go for all these Best Picture winners. I can remember each one. It's so disgusting. I can't believe I still watch these. I never watched like all of the Best Picture nominees. People do. They're like, I'm gonna watch all of them, and like, don't. There's got to be at least a handful that you shouldn't watch, but I don't know. Would I be better off watching Belfast or Nightmare Valley or whatever else was fucking there? Maybe. Probably not. I don't know. I don't care, man. God damn it. God fucking damn it. I'm pissed off. The Oscars got me to watch that shit. God damn it. Will Smith got me to watch that fucking film. Just so I'd rather watch like that slap just 115 times over and over instead of this fucking film, man. I'm trying to think of a nice thing to say about it. I can't help it. I like the music teacher in it. When he was on screen, I just felt like there was something going up the arse of this film and it was actually doing something. I don't know, man. And Power of the Dog was probably the best out of all the nominees that I saw. It was better than Drive My Car. It was better than Licorice Pizza. Yeah, but, you know, why even bother going over all the snubs with the Oscars. All the fucking all this shit that they don't give a fuck about. They are so undiverse. They really don't have like the indie films. It's hard for me to describe, like, not the indie films, I should say, but a certain aesthetic, a certain edginess, a certain, like, I don't know, I'm just thinking of a film like Good Time or maybe even The Lighthouse, a bit of an A24 kind of vibe. Like, the kind of films for, like, the younger crowd that are into films. That kind of thing. Like, I haven't seen Green Knight, but it sounds like the kind of film, I really want to watch it, I'll check it out soon, but it seems like the kind of film that would, not get nominated for shit, even if people are like, a lot of people really liked it. It just seems like, nah, look at fucking Nick Cage and Pig. People were like, hey, might get another Oscar for it, to win it. And I'm like, no, he's not even going to get nominated. I mean, that could have been it could have happened. It could have been done, but you have to just throw money at it, man. I mean, you can't just go around telling people for your consideration. You got to put money behind it. More money, way more money than your fucking film even cost. That's what Netflix was jonesing for, and they missed out because the first streaming film to win. How appropriate. How fucking appropriate. I mean, I have seen TV movies that are more cinematic than this shit. But, yeah, nothing amazing. Like, wow, the editing, the cinematography, even a lot of the acting. I'm like, okay, it's just business as usual. It's like a fucking AI-directed film. AI, make me a film, but, you know, put in some black people. No, put in deaf people, actually. No black people at all. There's no black people in the film. And that's the real reason why I hated it. I mean, what else? I'm just shaking my head at the Oscars. Anyway, let's get into the good news, actually, because, hey, guess what? It happened again. I got all but one right with the Oscars, which means it's a good thing that I don't put on a multiplier, right? Where if you keep getting them right, it exponentially adds to it. But I ain't doing that shit because every year I bet on however many, and I usually get one wrong, or maybe two if I've got a lot of different bets down. And all I missed out on was fucking Power of the Dog. Because then everyone starts saying CODA. I have to look into this shit now because Power of the Dog won Best Picture at all these other things, but CODA got fuck all. So how did CODA suddenly... It was like in the week leading up, it just went up a bit. I think... What's it? Shit. I think it's... If it wins an Outstanding Ensemble Award at the... whatever it's called, the FAG Awards, the Film Actors Guild. If a film wins that, then I think that means it's close to winning Best Picture. But that's for acting and whatever. There was of course an acting nomination and win. Anyway, whatever. I won. Yeah, that guy who won. Thanks, dude. It's I'm just trying to think if there was a better Best Supporting Actor role. I'm sure I mentioned this, but I'm still pretty fucking pissed off about last year. You got all this shit about like, ooh, Oscars so white. We need more black people. We need 40% black people because that's the population of black people in America. And they do all this and... I can't remember who won. What about Delroy Lindo? Is that his name? In The Five Bloods. That was a fucking performance. Like, a pretty good movie. I'm sure I'm a bit of a Spike Lee nut hugger, but god damn, man, that was a performance. He really was committed. I mean, the thing about a good performance is that you got to have a good character underneath it. Good writing, it really helps, and that's what he had. It was a fucking character. So that what the fuck? I mean, I can't remember who won. I don't give a shit. Anyway, oh, god damn it, now I do give a shit. I'm trying to think because. Yeah, that's right. It was a black guy. It was Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and whatever. Not a bad film. Yeah, a good film. It's a good film. It's a fine watch. But he is good in it as well. But again, like that, I still feel like that actor is playing a character. in the film. Delroy in The Five Bloods is like he's like a person. He's real. It's not even like just acting the words. It's becoming a fucking person on the screen. Fuck that shit, man. What the hell? Oscar's so white, man. Nah, Oscar's too black. What the fuck? There's black on black crime literally fucking happening on stage. God damn. Can you imagine if Will Smith was a white guy? If he was a fucking white guy, all the fucking news things in the world would be like, oh, the white rage on... Oh, you're not going to say that about black people. As you shouldn't. But you would about white people, motherfucker, wouldn't you? Because you're racist. Fucking racist. News orgies out there. Racist against white people who are too drunk to even say their words correctly. God. You handled it well, Chris. You handled it well. God damn, man. Far out. What if... I gotta talk about this more, man. I'm still processing this whole thing. I'm thinking about this more than the movie. I think this was better than any fucking movie. It gave me more entertainment. Oh, God, I kind of hate it. Oh, the Oscars are just so terrible. As I was saying, like, just the whole... Everything to do with the Oscars, all the money that just goes into it, all the shit, all the work and for your considerations and interviews. It's no wonder someone's going to have a meltdown 40 minutes before winning the award. Oh, God. What if he didn't win? What if... Oh, God, I can't even imagine this kind of crap. Oh, it's just so terrible. I'm sorry, I talked about this way too long. God damn, what a fucking nightmare. Soon I'm gonna wake up. This has been the David Morgan Brown Experience, episode 40. You know, whatever. It's the 30th of March. Oh my God, what a... Wait, is today April? Okay, no. Alright, just checking. I don't want to release this too late because it's a whole topical thing. Man, I feel it's still stuck in there, you know, in terms of news cycles. But soon enough, like, Zelensky will get assassinated, or Trevor Noah will shit his pants accidentally on a show. I don't know, something. Someone dies. I don't know. Turkestan beheadings, 500 people dead. I don't know. Something else will come along, and it will. I mean, who even remembers Alec Baldwin incident? I saw a thing today that said Alec Baldwin and his wife are pregnant with their 7th kid, and I was like, oh, there's a joke there. And it took me 5 seconds. I'm like, oh, right. I see he's still not shooting blanks. Thank you. I'm here all night. All right, I should do that on stage, and man, I will. People will be like, "What do you mean?" Oh, that's right, Alec Baldwin. He shot that bitch. Oh, I remember that. What the fuck? I pressed stop. Oi! What's with this fucking Fanuc keyboard, huh?